What's up? What's up? What's up? You already know I'm on bullshit. Okay, this is the A and B conversation. I'm the A, Amber.
I'm the B, Brittany. Not on bullshit.
B, even not for bullshit. Sometimes.
Not for bullshit.
See your way in. See your way in. We're clearly both on bullshit today. We are unfocused. Okay. Brittany's not drinking today. I am. Cheers to me.
Oh, yeah. I can't cheers it's with water. It's bad luck. I will be drinking soon.
She's drinking 1942.
I was offended. I went to the liquor store and the girl was like, oh, what are we celebrating? I was like, nothing, bitch. Don't disrespect me. And then here I am. I'm like, wait, but I didn't want to open it yet.
Right. Like, when you said that, I was looking at you like, okay, but you're going to open
I'm going to open it, but I just felt bad because, like, I was home by myself. Like, I was like, ugh. And then I did want to do Henny again, but then I definitely don't want to mix because I got to work tomorrow. It's okay. I'm still going to drink, so I'm still going to be fucked up tomorrow. But anyway.
Let's discuss this lip gloss you have on.
Oh, my fucking God, bitch. Let's. I wish I was getting paid to talk about this lip gloss. Somebody pay her. Someone pay me. Like, I'm cutting this up into a reel so niggas can pay me. I got this lip gloss from Tarte. Okay. So the first time let me do a little. Homegirl is a friend of mine, publicist, works with Tarte, I low-key used to shade Tarte because I felt like, how dare you not put me on the PR list, right? So I was giving entitled.
That's a real thing.
That's a real thing. I was like, oh, what do you mean? And then
there are brands to this day, even if they send me something, I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah. You know how I had to do.
You didn't like me before I got this blue check, bitch. No.
Okay. Groveling for fucking free product. No. But any hooters. So I went to a Tarte event a while ago and they put these like lip plumpers in and they look like pens, right?
They do.
And I almost didn't try it. Almost gave it away, bitch. Look at this, right? And it was a plumper, right? And I was like, damn, this shit good. Like, it was just like doing all the things. Forgot about it, put it away, blah, blah, blah. Went to a Tarte event recently. And this one is not a plumper. It's just a regular. It's called Maracuja or Maracuja. I don't know. I don't know. This is what his name. But it's Juicy Lip. Bitch, I've had this lip on since 5 o'clock. And it's glossy. And it hasn't feathered. And it hasn't bled. And it has color. And she's shiny.
Not dripping down her lip. Her chin, excuse me. It's not dripping down her chin.
I finally replaced Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret's out. She's out. Woo!
We love that for you. I love it. And it's hydrated. And honestly, the way you have it mixed up right now with the liner, you look like you've got your lips done.
That's the goal. My goal in life is for my lips to look like yours. Like, what can I do?
That's everyone's goal, babe.
Right, but I know how to do makeup, so I'm going to try. I'm going to try.
Oh,
but yeah,
man. Yeah,
let's talk about this eye. What's on your eyes? She's cute.
Can you see it?
Yes, it's beautiful. It looks like kind of wet.
No, but did you see my pop of pink?
Yeah, it's giving like pink, lavender, euphoria, like something. Like it's giving like high, like
it's giving a little about face.
Period.
Oh, they're both actually about face. It's all about face. I thought it was AF9 for her other line too, but it's actually all about face. You know, I was rushing and I was like...
You were rushing because you left your glass slipper? That's what it looks like. You like Cinderella. You're like a princess. Like, in a good flattering way. You're like, oh my God, wait guys, my carriage turned into a pumpkin.
I was rushing and I was like, let me see what I could do right quick. I had lofty plans about doing like making content, maybe making like a little tutorial or some shit, even though I'm kind of anti-tutorial, whatever. I digress. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to use some new things because I keep receiving all these new things, but the way the timing was set up and because UPS took one of my packages to an access point instead of leaving it at my friend's apartment downstairs, like I asked them to, that kind of cut into my time.
Oh no.
Mentally. Because it really only took me like 6 minutes to go get it and come back here. But mentally,
It was mentally exhausting, honestly.
I didn't like that. I don't
No,
like
we
when
don't like
people
that.
have to. Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that.
You're
Like
like,
that
what
wasn't a
is
part
it?
of my plan.
Period.
Also, I gave you direct instruction. I don't like when people don't follow my instructions and then it
That's fair.
inconvenienced me. But
Period.
I came back and I was like, let me do a quick something right quick. I looked over. I was like, let me do a quick liner. You know what I'm saying? We're in February still. It's still giving like lovey vibes. You know what I'm saying? Valentine's Day
Yeah.
passed, but it's still giving like, you
Of
know?
course.
Maybe I got
course.
like a crush maybe. And I just wanted to show that I wanted my
Ooh.
eye to, no, not me. I wanted my eye to show that I had
The
a
glass
crush.
slipper. The glass slipper. That's
The glass slipper eye, yeah. So I was feeling like kind of romantic, you know what I'm saying? So I was
Love that.
but like fun,
Of course.
romantic.
No, of course.
Like childish romantic.
Yes.
That's kind of problematic, romantic children. But either way,
I know what you mean. Like fortune teller romantic. Like
okay, yeah, that works. Like just like real. I the pink liner first because I was like my go-to is always gonna be a bright liner if I'm trying to do a little quick razzle dazzle, make it seem like I did more than I did.
For sure.
So I went with the pink liner first, and I was like, "Oh, this cute." And then I was like, "But I could add something." I almost added a little stone right there.
Ooh.
But of course, when you like at the end of the wing, but of course, when you want to add a stone and you're like trying to move fast and everything, like the glue is gonna make the tweezers stay. It's gonna fuck up. So I didn't do that. Yeah, I'm
Good.
like out, and then I looked down. I was about to pick out one of my cream blushes, and I saw this glitter.
Come on,
and I was
glitter.
like, I'm gonna just put this fucking glitter on my eye. And then I was like, how though? Because it's literally like loose pigment almost.
Oh, from who?
About face.
Okay, right. Okay.
And I was like, let me see. So then I was like, oh, I'll just add it to the corner like a little highlight, like boop boop. But I hadn't I do my eyes first, even though I don't do much to them. I still do them first. Yeah. And so I was like, oh, wait, I should probably do that after I do the concealer and all the things. And then I was just like with the brush, like, what if I just do a little bit right there? Let me just see like what happens.
Now you playing games in a time crunch.
Correct. Very on brand for me. Yeah. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, that's kind of cute. And then obviously I had to like blend it out. And then this is what we came with. But it's cute. I like it. This is really good glitter. I say it is loose glitter, but it's not. I mean, what you can see, it's not. Yes, it's like very small and fine. Like you can see, like
it really looks wet. It looks like you.
Yeah, I'm like it just looks like
I love
wet.
It.
Yeah, she's cute. YSL mascara and this new Buxom sheer tint lip gloss. Oh, and Buxom liner. It's giving Buxom on the lip.
Come on, Buxom. Well, to piggyback off YSL, they sent me.
Oh yes, that foundation box.
My 600-pound life. YSL edition. Like, why was that
I'm looking at it right now.
Bitch, that box came. So I ordered a new shopping cart, right? You know, niggas in New York need their shopping cart. And the box was so like also very nondescript. Like I couldn't tell what the fuck was in that box, and it was heavy. But I'm like, it's a little too heavy to be my shopping cart. But I was still convinced that's what it was. So then finally, Rob was like, what the fuck is in this box? It's mad heavy. Like, it's in the middle of the floor. Like, so I was like, all right, fine. Bitch, when I saw it was YSL in there, I was like, what? So I decided, also thought I was doing a tutorial or some sort of content. And that failed. Because this YSL foundation, when I tell y'all right now, it is a fucking sweat proof. It is
full coverage matte, right?
You know what? Yeah, it is matte. I was so scared of it. I think it is. I'm pretty sure it is. Because actually now it's giving me life because it's 2 hours. It's been sitting on my face. But
it's bitch, how about 24?
First of all, I hate when people do that though. No shade. Like
same.
What am I wearing 24 hours? Like what am I doing? Like why? Anyway.
Yeah, there's got to be a better way to be like this will last all day than for you to literally be like 24 hours. You know what I'm saying?
Like the other way is just saying 10 hours. Like,
I mean, but you know what?
Why do they do that?
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm not going to hold you. What's the like longest day? What's the longest day you've had?
12 hours. Solid. Like work day? 12 hours.
Just like from the time you woke up, did your makeup, and came home.
Oh, not 12 hours. I don't usually wear makeup like to work and stuff. So I feel like I don't have a long. I'm isolated. I think.
I don't really
Well,
wear makeup either, but I'm just saying, like, there have been days, like, the longest day I've had, I looked up and I was like, bitch, you've been up 21 hours.
fair. Not me. I don't. Well, you be going to Dubai and shit, bitch. I can't relate.
I've never been to Dubai. Thank you. I was absolutely in Los Angeles when I looked up and I have been up for 21 hours.
Okay, Saudi Arabia. Sorry.
I was in Los Angeles. I was in California when I was up for 21 hours. Yeah. I hate to break that to you.
No, I don't think I really can't recall unless I was in a beauty
like,
pageant.
I didn't have on makeup for those 21 hours.
That's what I'm trying to say. What are also because it's full coverage, which is fine, which means that you can blend it out, shear it down, toss it up, twist it, bop it, whatever. You also are likely not going to wear a full coverage. Whatever. Maybe listen, brides, celebrities, things like that. Again, this is jungle proof. Okay, I could go to the Amazon and I will not sweat.
I could have wore that in Colombia.
You should have. Yes, you definitely could have worn it to Colombia. The problem though is because
here when I came back.
Right. Imagine you.
I also don't wear makeup on vacation.
Yeah, no, that's a tricky one.
I take it, but I don't ever actually wear it.
Sometimes it's hit or miss for me too. I feel you. So, but the problem is I didn't play with the foundation at all before thinking I was about to do some tutorial with it, right? So then I put it on. I was like, oop, that's a little light. Okay, we're just going to highlight with her. And then I put a warmer color mixed with the highlight, and it still was like a little too warm. But bitch, when I say that shit dried down in 14 fucking milliseconds, I had a fucking line across my face, right? A full line. So then I'm trying to blend it out. I'm like, oh fuck, like damage control. It's like you with the tweezers and the gems. It's like, wait, no. Wait,
oh shit.
Oh, I left my glass slipper. Wait, fuck. So I'm like doing all these things, right? And then I accidentally, like, I guess, underpainted, which, ew. Okay, like.
Did you just say ew? I've underpainted before. I didn't hate it.
I don't love it though. Like, it's giving like, what are we doing? Like, we're putting a hat on a hat. Like, you're still gonna put bronzer on.
I mean, like, for me, it definitely gives. Yeah, it could be a bit redundant.
Right? It's just like we're just wasting product. Like, how fast? It's like, how many hot dogs can you eat in 1 hour? How much makeup can I waste in 14 seconds? Like, that's how I felt. So I'm putting more makeup on to minimize the makeup I have on, which is stupid. I mean, in theory, I guess I could have just wiped it off. But then, so then on the other side, I'm like, all right, learn my lesson, bitch. Just do your normal shit. So then I had to warm up this side to match this. It was just a whole thing. But in hindsight, my skin looking mad fucking good, bitch.
No, your skin looks spectacular. Like, I'm not gonna. I'm over here like. I mean, I hear what you're saying, and I do plan on fucking with that. And actually,
yeah.
This is not a products episode.
No, this is another hodgepodge somehow.
Anyway,
yeah.
Well, I'm like, Brittany didn't make her outline, so she's just out here. So
yeah, stenographer quit. Go ahead.
Kosas sent me. That's the package I had to go get, and so I was like, since I had to go get it, I'm gonna use whatever the fuck is in this box.
Period.
Because why not? And they sent me these new, what are they calling them? Skin Glow IV. And what they are, and I think there's maybe like 10, 12 shades. But you can use it by itself. You can mix it in with your foundation, or you can use it as a highlight. And there's like all these different shades. So really, you could definitely do all the things. Like, there's a shade in there that I could absolutely just use as a highlighter. There's a shade in there I could use as a bronzer. I found the shade that was like my skin, closest to my skin. Mm-hmm. And I didn't know what was going on and I didn't know what was going to happen. And like I said, I was rushing. I was really just, winging it.
No, you was out here.
I was peak Sagin right there. But
yeah.
I put it on the back of my hand. And I just I didn't even use it. I literally was like, rubbed it. Like, put it on the back of my hand, rubbed it, like, interesting, looked at it, was like, let me see if this matches. And I just, like, put it on my face with my finger and was like, oh, that kind of works. So I just, like, put it all over my face with my hand, which I never do. That. Like, I never do that at all at this point. I ain't put shit on my face with my hands in a long time except moisturizer, but I put it all over my face. I liked it and I liked the glow that it gave me, but I will say that I would not use it by itself because it does have glitter in it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it can be a
Okay.
highlighter or, like it
I
can
got
be
you.
numerous things. So it has glitter in it. And granted, I did my makeup under lights. Duh.
Okay.
So I could
Period.
see the glitter.
She's all, I'm no novice, bitch.
Like the fuck. So I could see the glitter a little bit more than I would have liked to. But you know me, I followed it up with my Future Fluid.
I know you did, sis.
I'm not gonna hold you.
The
Trinity London
future
didn't have
is
me.
fluid.
They didn't have me locked down for a while, but I was like, let me just use my Future Fluid. Also, actually, under the eyes is the Too Faced Ethereal. Since everybody
It
wants to
looks
correct
so
me saying
good.
ethereal,
Forgot about that.
illuminating fucking concealer underneath. And I'm really like
No, your
into
skin looks
what's happening.
gorgeous.
I got on the camera before we even started this call up, and I only had one light on. I looked in the mirror before I was even dressed and was like, "Damn, bitch, this look good." And then I went on about my business, but I
You
say
got
all
one
that to
compliment.
say I'm gonna take the Kosas and mix it with the YSL, and I feel like
Period.
something spectacular will
That'll
happen.
magic will happen for sure. Sugar, spice, and everything nice is gonna happen.
Yeah, I
for
think
sure.
something spectacular will happen.
You know what? Last product I'll mention, and then we can move on. Speaking of which, what it sounds like is that Charlotte Tilbury thing. I forget what it's called, but she is in my kit for life, bitch. It sounds like it does with the Kosas thing. Like it has like an illuminating property to it, and then, but for some reason, it has some opacity. So like, I think it only comes in like 8 shades. But for example, if I do somebody's face, I might put it under their eyes and then maybe put a little concealer on top. But it just like makes the skin look so good on top of foundation. Like it does something interesting. I can't explain it because I mean the TikTok girls already like made it go more viral than it needed to be. But
You don't stop.
yeah, it's not stopping. It's fucking sold out all the time. But any Hooters, happy Black History Month. We in here. We out here.
I got
forever.
Beyonce on my shirt.
Okay.
Brittany's not impressed.
I mean, we love her, but like, okay.
Brittany's just trying not to let y'all, just trying to keep her mentions out of shambles.
Period. That's it. I'm just trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't I just be neutral? Like, why? The girls be trying me.
Fun fact, I am not in the Hive at all. Just putting that out there. I know I've had on mad Club Renaissance things this month.
Yeah.
Also, I got them all at one time when I went to Club Renaissance.
Okay, fair. She's like, that was a merch.
But I mean, she's an icon. She's the moment. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with her. But like, yeah, no, I don't call her Beezus and grovel at her feet or anything like that.
No.
Niggas
She
do.
is, of course, the moment. I just have my issues with the things. That's it.
And actually, you know what my issue usually is? It's her fans.
It's always her fans. It's like
It's
people
the
that
Hive.
like
The
dogs.
Hive is the problem. It's not her that's the problem. It's the Hive that's the problem. But that's neither here nor there because we don't want our mentions to be in shambles. Because you guys are fucking bullies and we don't have time for that. Although, I don't know. You know, me being the social media whore I am, it might work in favor of our engagement.
That's true. Good point. No, Beyonce
maybe
fans are
pull up.
definitely pull up. Camp
Pull
out
up if you like. Camp out. Yeah, we could get our engagement up. Give us some follows.
Give us some follows.
Views. View the episode. View the episode.
Sure. No, yeah, Beyonce fans are definitely like dog lovers.
Actually, you know what? It's the perfect segue into what we're talking about. What? The fuck just happened? You sure you're not drinking?
No, I need to though. I'm delirious.
It's the perfect segue into what we're talking about, which is knowing your worth.
Knowing your worth.
Sis has known her worth for a very long time, and that is why y'all grovel at her fucking feet.
Correct.
She's always known her worth.
Correct.
Before a lot of us knew her worth, she knew her worth.
Specifically as during Black History Month, I think this is the time better than ever to remind us that there are 11 other months in the year that you should know your worth, and you should
longer months.
We
need a longer month.
Or can we just add 2 more days? Like, what's up? Like,
Shouts out to Nip.
Can we
Peace.
prorate the February rent? Like, what? Why are we? Can y'all take 2 days off my shit? Because, but yeah, no, I think I think especially now, this is a conversation that needs to be had because there's this fine line where people think someone's being entitled versus someone having a standard. And also, I think those two different people act very differently, or the person receiving it is intimidated by them having a standard. Like, there's all three parts of Charlotte's Web that I think we can.
There's definitely a part of that. People will absolutely try to mind fuck you.
Totally.
As a Black creative or as a Black. Period.
And scene.
That's the fucking tweet.
That's the tweet. That's the post.
No, but as a person of color, it is Black History Month. I'm sorry, PLCs. We got y'all next month. As a Black person, we got y'all. But no, as a Black person, as a Black creative, for sure. If you know your worth, if you have confidence, some people will try to mind fuck you to make you feel like it's arrogance or you crazy for feeling that way. And I'm here to say, fuck that.
Absolutely. There's like a fork, right? So either you're taught and or there has been demonstration like within your friends, your household, whatever, of like a person that has known their worth. And so then you follow suit. And then on the flip side, there's someone that has not known their worth and then got dragged, beaten, and whatever, bludgeoned to death by the industry. And then they're like, oh, no, bitch. And see, now what you're not going to do is play with me ever again. You know what I'm saying? There's
Yeah. That's true. There's two different types of, there's the person that had to, and I think this one is the more majority. It's the person that has to figure out their worth, right? Through
totally.
time. And then there are people that know their worth from jump, which also we could just put an asterisk in it. It's a fine line between being fucking arrogant and cocky.
100%. Well, I think that
actually it's not a fine line. It's a kind of a thick line, but they're close. They're nearby. They're nearby.
It's like across the street. Like it's
like we see each other. Yeah.
We wear the same shirt. Okay. It's like it's giving that a little bit.
Yeah, it's giving that commercial with the dogs or that meme with the dogs. It's like, hey, what's your name? And he's like, Doug. And he's like, what's your name? And he's like, Jack. And he's like, fuck you, Jack. He's like, fuck you, Doug. That's the line. Yeah. Because they're like yelling across the street at each other.
That's the line. That is the line. Yeah, I think that you get taken advantage of, right? And I think that's probably a principle that applies to most things in life, right? Like you get taken advantage of in a relationship, with work, friends, family, love, whatever. And then you're like, wait, nah, like I'm better than this. You know what I'm saying? And so then now you know what to do going forward. I think that every situation, though, you do have to not just because there's a level of confidence as opposed to arrogance. Because I do agree with you. There's an arrogant entitlement that gets misconstrued with self-worth, and it's like, no, you just have a high self-opinion of yourself.
Correct. And usually those people that think the math don't math. Like usually,
not even if you carry the one.
Yeah, I'm like, usually it's like, ain't you doing all this and you're also faking it till you make it. Like,
no, see, right?
You can't be arrogant and faking it till you make it. Like,
correct. Exactly.
Get a therapist, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Please call Dr. Bob. I think that, yes, that is exactly it, right? So when you know your worth, you've also gained experience. And so then when you walk into the next room, you can speak with your chest as opposed to the other person who's just trying to take advantage and bully their way to the top by fronting, basically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, finessing.
Straight finessing. And that's sometimes where I think nepotism gets a bad rap. When someone has allowed someone to climb the ladder, yes, they might have faked it till they made it, but they didn't. There's no humbleness in the process at all. And that's where I think people like scoff at it. Because then it immediately just deems that person as, you're not really talented, you're not really experienced, you got here only because of this person. Whereas sometimes you can be really talented, really experienced, and you just happen to meet the right people at this level in your life, and they can put you on and you can be worthy of that opportunity, but people just look at you funny. And it's like, no, because there's a fucking fine line. Like, this person deserved that. And I think that that's all a hodgepodge, a soup of like understanding, this is my worth, this is what I deserve. And I think that people that are deserving eventually hopefully anyway, eventually know their worth. They eventually say, nah, this is my
Hopefully.
rate.
Not everybody. Unfortunately,
No,
not everybody.
it's
That
hard to get
should
there.
don't know. I definitely have friends to this day. I still be like, what? Why? I don't. Why are you asking me that? Like, why are you even considering? That's fucking stupid.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's
Of
like,
course.
and I mean, well, I mean, I communicate the way I communicate, so that's how I communicate, especially with friends. But it
Totally.
pains me to have to even be like, yo, are you? What the? Why would you even fucking consider that?
Oh, 100%.
You know what I'm saying? I will say no to some shit quick.
Same.
Even when
Well,
I didn't know my worth, which like I've known it for a real long time.
we are not worthy.
Yeah, I'm like I've known my worth for quite some time now. But even in those moments of insecurity, there we go. In those moments
Yes.
of insecurity that we all go through in life, and
Totally.
like what the fuck. My 20s, I was just like one big hodgepodge of like, what the fuck? And even in those moments, though, I think it's important. And granted, thank you, universe. It wasn't by design, but I was around people that knew my worth, even if I didn't, even when I didn't.
Absolutely.
Which I think is very, very important to also just like, even if you don't know your worth, child, listen to your intuition with the people that are around you. Because also there are a whole bunch of people, to go back to faking it till you're making it and being, there are a whole lot of people that are surrounded by people who also think you're not worth what you think you are.
Mm-hmm.
And you faking it, and you really aren't showing, like you're really not worth what you think you are.
Totally.
And they're allowing you to just like not actually allow yourself to do the work to fucking get to a point of knowing for real your worth. And they're just like, oh yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
of course,
fake, and I think gassing you up.
Totally. And I think that what comes with that, and I learned this as well, I actually really agree with you. I think that my circle, there's a level of reverence though, right? So like your circle, if I find my circle inspiring and like I revere them, like I think the person that has helped me the most is my boy Kyle. I talk about him a lot. And like he's the littest. Like like I told you, he made Joan, he made a knock, all these people. And like I had I revered him. I was like, I think you're dope, and like just to be like the first Black, like, you know, model and president and all of these things, and like really making this agency like all of a sudden all of the things. Like I think that helps you, right? Because it's an outer body experience to trust the opinion of yourself from others, right? Like even when it's hard to receive compliments even, right? So because you also, it has to matter who it's coming from. So if the people that are giving you the compliment and or attributing you to being worthy of something, you're like, you have to respect that person. Because I think that's what happens, right? In the reversal, what you were saying is like, there's people that really don't deserve a lot of the shit that they think they deserve, but their friends don't respect them enough to get to tell them. And honestly, probably vice versa. If their friends did tell them, they'd be like, nigga, please, I'm all that in a bag of chips.
You're a fucking
exactly.
Hater. Yeah. And those people usually kind of get stuck in whatever lit place they think they are. They never leave from that one spot. They never grow.
Ever. No matter how.
They just continue to fake it in the same.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because that formula, that's all they know. And they're unwilling to trust the criticism of others. And sometimes it's constructive. Most times it's constructive criticism. It's not a jab. And then they're not able to receive it. And so then, well, nigga, you ain't never gonna grow. Come on. What are you gonna do? But correct. But I think I have 100% had to grow through a lot of insecurities. And I think as a creative, it worsens through social media. It worsens, and I think it's equal parts is inspiring, because then you have something to aspire to, right? Like I'll see someone that was my peer do someone that I think is dope, and I'm like, oh man, like sometimes that's ammo in a positive way. There's no hating, there's no competition. You know what I'm saying? And then I think on the flip side, sometimes you can feel defeated if like, you know, I don't know. I remember I told you one time, like I did something for VMAs and the fucking mascara got on sis' cheek a little bit. Oh my God, I spiraled. Do you understand me? I spiraled for like a week.
And I looked at that shit and was like, I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
I know, but you know what it is? Like, you grapple with like your artistry every day. And we don't have, and artistry that we can take home with us and throw in the garbage if we hate it. Like, we have to deal with the fact that the
I didn't
environment
put
and
some
the
of those
elements.
niggas in the garbage.
I know you do, bitch.
In the
And they might
trash,
let you.
you
They be like, yeah,
go.
honey, do it.
Never
Throw
to
me in the
see you
garbage.
again.
Well, I mean, like, my point is, it lives on. Like, it leaves you and does its thing. Like, I can't paint a picture and keep it in my house. I have to paint a motherfucker and leave and pray to God that it still looks good by the time it gets to the destination that it needs to get to. And That's besides the point. But the spiraling is a part of the experience and understanding, like getting to that place that you were saying. Like, it's fine. Like, it's not that deep. It's getting to that place of understanding reality versus like you just being crazy insecure and like, you know what I mean? Like getting in your head. And I think that even getting in your head minimizes your self-worth, because then all of a sudden you're like, damn, I really fucked up that mascara. So next time I'm gonna charge you less. No, bitch.
Oh yeah. Or even, I'm definitely way back in the day. I've definitely had those moments where, you look back at something, or you look back at a picture or a photo or red carpet, whatever the fuck, and you see something and you're like, oh great, they're not gonna call me back now.
Totally.
I fucked this up. They're not gonna call me back. And they might not call you back, but that literally might not be the reason why they weren't calling you back.
Also that. Excellent point. Like, we really, like, we keep thinking
that had nothing to do with nothing.
We really do think it's all about us.
Always. I mean,
always.
In my brain, this is the Amber Show.
Oh my God, 100%.
It should be your show in your brain. Otherwise,
it is. It's the Britney Show. It's always the Britney Show. Well, it's actually the Gigi Show, but it's the Britney Show.
It is absolutely the Gigi Show.
But I mean, I think as an experienced artist, you're always gonna feel those ways. Like, honestly, they called me today about potentially doing La. And I did Queen Latifah's makeup last time for Mary's birthday party. And obviously she looked beautiful. I was about to say that because you said La, and I was like, for everyone that's not friends with Queen Latifah, it's Queen Latifah she's referring to. For everyone who's not on a one-syllable basis with the iconic Khadijah James. The Queen. Because Khadijah don't need you, bitch, so I don't got to tell that yet. But no, And I remember thinking, like, you know what it was? I suffered with in that moment, right? We were doing glam. And I think I know that she works with really iconic makeup artists, or has in her lifetime, obviously. And so I think that triggered me to be insecure. Not because I know that I'm going to do a good job, but for some reason, you get in your head and you're like, oh, fuck, I mean, I'm not going to do Sam Fine, though. I'm going to do Britney. You know what I mean? Britney ain't shit. Like, well, in those moments, you know what I mean? Like, you get into that. Or like, and again, that's when you got to you got to fucking outer body. You got to get back into what your friends are saying. Like, no, bitch, you did that. Fucking. So I thought, like, you know what? She looked beautiful, but I ain't kill it. Like, I'm gonna see that bitch at, Equalizer. Like, she not calling me for no personal do and go again.
I didn't kill it.
Like, sometimes you be like, I did that. Like, and then some days you be like, okay. I got paid.
I haven't felt like that in a while.
I feel like it all every so often. Like,
I mean, but at this point, I'm trying to like fully transition to just a content creator. So like,
of course.
Doing makeup on people is rare. Not rare, but it's not as rare as I'd like it. But it.
But you know what? Sometimes that's a beauty of that. Not to cut you up, that's beautiful. Like, because then you have less pressure.
Well, that's what I was about to say. Now, when I go in, I'm like, the fuck, duh. Of course, y'all call me.
Period. Obviously.
I haven't felt like that in a long time. Now, again, I get what you're saying. I have no, and I think maybe because, listen.
Lazy.
The easiest way to know your self-worth, hang around gay men. Get you a whole bunch of gay male friends. Because I ain't never been short on compliments. You feel me?
I love that.
I've never been short on nothing. Even when I was in my most insecure, most this shit sucked phase, like,
of course,
they were gassing your girl up. And not on like we were talking about people around you not being real with you.
Of course,
right?
Of course.
They were just gassing me up because they knew that I can look at something and pick that shit apart. I can look at my work and everybody else's work and pick that shit apart. Okay,
Totally.
I could right now. I could go to your favorite and be like, well, if she hadn't photoshopped us, then
Period.
blah 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 blah. But as a result, and if since I can do that to other people, imagine like I really do it to myself.
Of course.
And so I would have friends and people like that would still be like, "What? This shit is amazing." But most importantly, there's an emergency. I don't know if y'all hear that. There's an emergency around me.
Guys, we've just entered Gotham City again.
Hope everybody's okay. But like my mentors and things like that, like Sir John from Jump, you feel me? He was always kind of like, you here with me. So if you here with me, and people look at me at a certain regard, they looking at you with the same regard. Even like he is the first person that told me when people, he was like, don't just say you're just don't think of yourself as just a makeup artist. And I was like, huh? He was like, you need to think of yourself as the equivalent to whomever you're working with in the industry, because those people wouldn't call you if you weren't their equals. And I was like, what you mean? And he was like, bitch, I'm the Beyonce of makeup.
Period.
And I was like, You are. Period. So from that moment, it was just like, oh, okay, well, yeah, of course I'm here. Absolutely. I don't care who you called in the past. You called me today. God. Hi. And thank you. You look amazing. Enjoy yourself.
I think Sir is your equivalent to my Kyle. Because I remember the first time I did something major with like, I don't know, I think like Prada paid for something, right? And he's like, okay, so you're going to charge them $2,000. And I remember being like, what? I remember that was like, my head was exploding. I was like, how am I going to do a gig, a do and go that's worth $2,000 on this girl who's not even like, I just remember being like, what am I going to do? Like, how am I going to achieve? I just remember like spiraling.
That wasn't Sir. No, Ricky Wilson is who made me like that.
I feel that.
I met Sir John after. I mean, I had already been doing makeup. I was
already doing makeup too.
I met him early in, but there were a few other people before Sir John.
I get you.
You know what I'm saying?
That just don't have. You speak so highly of him. No.
Of course, he's like my brother.
Of course.
There are other people before him, before I even met him, that were like, no, you're gonna charge. Like for sure, Ricky was the first do and go I did. That was like, okay, I'm getting you on to do this princess for Dior.
Period.
And here's they're gonna give you all this Dior products, and they're gonna pay you $800. And I was like, what?
Period. Right? Even that first 500, I was like, wait,
literally,
what?
like I was like, wait. So you gonna pay me that
to do your face?
Are they gonna pay me that again after this, or is it like a one-time thing? Like, let me know. Like, should I take it down a little bit? Fee? Like, yeah. But yeah, like being around people like that, and of course, like I had like mad like stylist friends. Before all these people, Marcus, he's like my little brother because he's younger than me. But that nigga is the one that was he's the one that was like, your name is Burr now.
Period. Rebrand.
Okay. Okay.
He's like, you're not a check, you're a swoosh.
Yeah, like he was like, no, like what? I would never forget, we were walking down fucking 125th Street. No, we were walking down Lenox. And then he's talking about, you need to like glide when you walk. And I was like, excuse me? He was like, look at how I'm walking through. And he started walking, and this nigga was literally like floating through niggas. Like,
stop.
And he was like, you be walking. Like, he was almost disgusted with me. Mind you, like, he was like 22. Like, we moved to New York. He was 21. Yeah, 21, 22, because I had just turned 23. Like, just having friends like that are like,
yes,
put your head up. Like, what are you doing? Like, we confident out here. Like, know your worth. Like, ain't nobody, whatever. And it also goes back to my dad. Like, the fuck is why I'm probably still single, because none of you niggas impress me.
I was about to say,
I know my worth.
Period. I was going to say on the flip side, I mean, I happen to be also lucky enough to have a partner. Like, Rob is like the most supportive. Like, anytime I remember, oh my God, I can't even, obviously I'm telling you now, just a snippet of how I be spiraling. Like, I remember, even when I text him and Jeff, his best friend Jeff, I was like, oh my God, guys, Queen Latifah wants me again. I'm like, I can't even believe it. I didn't think I was going to see her again. And Rob was like, what's wrong with you? Like, he was like, yo, you're crazy. Like, he was like, you're
Literally.
fire. Like, it's like, what? Why would you think she wouldn't call you again? And I'm like, I don't know. Like, because I don't know. But Rob has always been like, no, like, you're going to do that shit. Like, there have been times where I'd be like broke, like waiting for this, waiting for that. He'd be like, yo, shut up. Like, you gonna do this shit. Like, even Jeff, his best friend is definitely the battery in my back. Jeff, the number one supporter of all the things. Like, Jeff would be like, nah, nigga, you've been doing makeup. It's funny. We had this conversation today and he was like, yo, you've been doing makeup as long as I've known you. Like, of course you was supposed to be lit. Like, of course you was going to be, like, imagine 10 years later, 15, 13 years later, you not lit. Like, I don't think of it as luck. You worked hard for this shit. And it was so, like, it's refreshing to hear that specifically from your partner and your partner's family and friends, because it's hard to be a creative, right? Like, you literally question yourself all the time. Money don't always be money, and like, you know what I'm saying? We already know about
have people, if you're not around, not to cut you off, but if you don't have
no, of course,
other creatives, if you're not friends, or like if you don't have circle, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's extra difficult. Then they definitely then nobody gets it.
It's the tribe, because sometimes I can imagine, even when I hear stories like people's relationships not working out, stuff like that, or like just struggling with the fact that like their partner doesn't understand like why you have to do this job for free, or you do this job for $250, or like whatever. Like, I feel like the growing pains for us is so much different, because then once we up, but it does take. Well,
once we're up, we could be up for a minute.
Yeah.
We're up for a minute. We're not always up. We don't stay. No, we're not always.
I like to look at it like there's a window,
not
right?
Stuck. It's up. It's not stuck. Unfortunately,
it's up, but it's not always stuck. Yeah. There's a window, and we all have this window, and it lands on us. But if you don't do what you're supposed to do while you need to do it, that window gonna keep going. So I feel you. Yeah, we're not always up, but either way, it is the tribe. It's the reassurance to know that like you got to keep going, because it is easy to quit. Like, it's easy to be like
super easy.
I mean, because it's easy to do, not to minimize anybody to anything, but like it's easy to do something very cookie cutter, very practical,
some obscure shit.
Totally, yeah.
It's obscure as fuck. So it's always going to be easy to go back to like a traditional situation.
Of course,
like that's always going to be like the easy go to stick this shit out. Is tricky. Because it's the opposite of what you said. Maybe while I'm still single, I had a boyfriend when I decided to do makeup. I had a boyfriend way back when I first started. He was the last one. And I remember when I told him I wanted to do makeup, and he was like, oh, you want to play makeups?
Stop.
That's how he said, oh, you want to play makeups? And the fact that I still remember that means that really like...
No, that triggers you, babe.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like... Yes. I would still want to smack him. Oh, bitch, what's good? Yeah.
Period.
Yes. I did want to do
now what's up?
And now you see me all the time with your goofy ass. Anyway. So, yes, that's the same thing now, because I could have taken that and internalized that. Yep. You know what I'm saying? There are some people that internalize things and do the opposite, or they're like, I'm not going to do this. And then you got spiteful bitches like me that are like, oh, you thought it was a joke? Let me show you how hilarious I am when you see me all the time. You got to surround yourself with people who get it. That does not mean that the people that get it are going to be creative people.
At all.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that they're people in the same... Like I did just say, like it does help to have people. It does. It does help to have artist community, but it helps to have community in general. Period. Yeah. Like if you don't have an artist community, but you got a whole bunch of really supportive people that are gassing you up and rallying around you and see your talent even before you do, or on days that you don't, like those people are just as important and just as valuable as your artist community, because also of course your artist community independent. I mean, if it's given linear at some point, those artists in that community might not actually be wishing you the best.
Yes, especially if they are in alignment with you. Yeah, it's
unfortunately,
like,
can't. It's not always. Not better than me. You feel me? So it does work. I think I also looked up, because most of my artist friends are stylists, so like we never. It was never giving like, oh, you took I worked with him. Oh, that was my client. You know, it was never giving that. Like it was giving, oh, we in these trenches together, and we both working with this up and coming bitch. Ain't nobody heard about at this point. And
Totally.
do you want to do the makeup? You know what I'm saying? Like it was giving that, but also it was just giving. I mean, Micah McDonald of Wayman and Micah. Micah is
Yep.
the reason I moved to LA the second time
Dope.
for real.
Yeah.
Long story short, I moved here before guys in 2013. I was here 3 weeks. Got a job to go back to New York because I was like, y'all got me fucked up in LA.
Had to
But
stick with the bandana.
hello,
I'm going back.
I gotta go. Y'all got me all the way fucked up, bro. Like this shit is trash. But that was also like LA 20. Oh my God, that was 10 years ago. Wow. I would have lived in LA 10 years if I had stuck it out.
That's crazy.
Anyway, it was a very different LA. It was still giving like, you know what I'm saying, pure Paris Hilton, that's hot LA. And not my lane, not my world, not into it. But Micah is the one that I came here in 2018 for award season. I was working with Daniel Kalua. Shouts out to Daniel during the whole Get Out situation. And I remember when it was like, we had a break, you know, they do all the award shows and then usually the Oscars is like a little delayed.
Yeah.
So there was like a 2-week break where I went back to New York. But when I was leaving, before I left, Micah was like, you should just move here. And I was like, what? You got no. No, thank you. I was acting like Britney. I was like, ugh, LA, disgusting. I fucking hate it. Ew, no.
It's GG.
And he was like, no, you don't. And I was like, what? And he was like, no, you don't. I was like, yes, I do. I'm going back home to New York. And he was like, New York, disgusting. And he was like, Amber, when you were playing in fashion, that was cute. You work with celebrities now. And I was like, okay. He was like, you're a celebrity makeup artist. I was like, ugh, relax. No, I'm not. But he was like, yes, you are. You're literally working with one of the most top actors in the world right now. Like, are you confused, babe? And I was like, whatever, Micah. I'll be back in 2 weeks and I'm going back to New York. Crazy tail self. Yeah. And he just literally had to be the person to say to me, you've made the most money in your career in this month than you have made the whole time you've been in New York. I was like, okay. He was like, shit is popping off. You need to move. And I thought about it and I sat with it for a while and I was just like, damn, do I? And then I was like, am I selling myself short? Because the reason I left New York and came to LA uprooted my shit essentially for a month for award season was because New York had gotten so fucking dry for me. You feel me? It was giving hold unconfirmed. Like it was giving, I was in my head like, oh no, like this, do I suck? I might suck, right? These people don't fuck with me. Like, what's going on? Like, it's not giving like repeat customer. It's giving like one-time use. Right. And then again, Micah was like, you work with celebrities and celebrities live in LA. So good luck forming relationships with them. And I was like, oh, so it's not me. He was like, are you stupid? No, it's not you. You're just in the wrong place for what you're trying to do. It's not you. You need to move. New York is no longer serving you, and you need to come to LA. Damn, and I did. That's dope. He's extra. He took it a step further. He moved all my shit. Oh, whatever. All the things.
I love him. That's dope.
I stayed with him, like all the things. But whole time, like, and me and Micah, up until I had moved here, granted, he is also my brother, but big Sag energy. I ain't got to talk to you all the time to like, you know. Of
course.
He's a Sag. We ain't got to talk to each other all the time. Up until then, it was giving a strange child. Like we would talk here and there, like hey, like, but it was not giving. But from jump, from the moment I met Micah, he always was like, "You're a star."
Period.
You know, when I was like, "Oh my God, no, I'm not. Please leave me alone." Like,
you're like, "Oh my God," with your shades and your fucking like,
no.
Looking like a star, yes.
Not looking like a star. Maybe shades, bitch, but no, this wig was not what? No, you didn't know me. No. But I was like, but yeah. It took, thankfully, I am here and I'm able to say no to things and to people that other people would jump at. Like I say no to shit all the time and then I look on Instagram and I see some artists doing it and I'm like.
Same.
You took that shitty ass rate, bro.
Yo, I be thinking that all the time. I be like,
Come
nah,
on,
bro.
sis. You weren't supposed to take that trash ass rate.
No.
You
And you know
really.
what? And one man's trash is another man's treasure. And I say that to an extent, right? Because I needed some of those jobs maybe a few years ago to give me some worth. Like maybe not the rate, but like I needed that connection. So you're right though. Someone that's on a level that you feel equivalent to, you were supposed to take
Yes.
that trash ass rate. But that's the time you're supposed to be like, yo, my assistant, pull up. You know what I mean? Like not you. I'm saying the proverbial,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
when, and I feel you on that because then also sometimes I think people do shit like that to be greedy. Like they want to have all the clients. And I'm like,
Oh,
no, it's
absolutely.
not worth it. It's not.
I'm like, you like working 92 days a month? I thought we all realized that was a scam, and that was
92.
not a thing. I used to aspire, bro. Artists I used to assist, and they be looking at their calendar. It's like, oh my gosh, I work the next 30 days straight. I used to be like, I can't wait till I get there. Now I be seeing niggas is motherfucking putting up there, work day 25 in a row. I'm like, that's crazy. You like that?
Yeah, you're bugging. Same. And it sucks, right? Because our industry is so like known for instability that you think because you work 30 days straight that you popping. No, that don't necessarily mean
No.
that, bitch.
It's just not, especially if you working 30 days straight at fucking pennies.
Yeah, editorials. No, I don't want. I'm good. I have enough pictures in my book.
No.
I'm good.
I don't
Fine.
need no more pictures of
North,
anything.
no more pictures.
Yeah, look, no pictures, please. No,
no pictures, please.
Yeah, no. You definitely you gotta know your worth at all points.
Of course.
Yeah, that really do be. I really be like,
Sometimes I wish somebody just told me to just chill. Like you go.
I be wanting to tell people to chill, but
Yeah.
I think also maybe I be feeling so like. You took this low rate ass job, but that's because maybe I know you're worth more than you do.
Always.
Maybe,
Always.
you know what I'm saying? Maybe I'm looking like we're equals and I didn't take that shit because that
Yep.
is a fucking assistant rate
Totally.
that they're trying to get somebody to do a full day's worth of work for. And now
Yep.
I'm sad that you just did that because I'm like, but sis, we equal.
Because you better than that, right?
You're better than
Exactly.
that. Yeah, like you're better than that. Listen, after that first $500 do and go that Ricky
Period.
got me,
Done. Mm-hmm.
it was done up. Every job after that, when somebody would be like, what's your rate? I'd be like, $500.
Yep.
$500? $500.
$500.
$500. Then once I got a whole bunch of yeses to that. And because also like if they don't have it and they want you, then they'll be like, oh, we don't have 500, but we got 350. And I'm like,
Totally.
okay.
Okay. I said that. Venmo, right? Okay.
That's fine. That's totally fine with me. But yeah, like
I feel you.
yeah, like after
first
that
500.
one, the first five, I had homegirls that would before I was the first person in my makeup artist circle that was signed to agent. So like I would have friends like hit me up like, what should I charge for this? Like, what should I charge for that? Like, what do you think I should say for this rate? Like, what do you think? And in the beginning, I would be like, oh, like I would be like, bro, I just be saying $500.
Yeah.
Which
I have
like
business
looking
cards.
back, a few people absolutely got over on me because I mean $500 is either like
course.
cool or it's also like
They like, you sure?
they like, bitch, you don't even know we had 2,500 in the budget, stupid.
Uh-huh.
Here's your 500.
Well, that's another thing. You know your worth, A, by knowing your worth, and then B, you say, what is the rate? What is the budget? Because then that's them defining
That's
your
also,
worth.
yeah, that's also very true.
That's another conversation.
Yeah, I would just like jump out. And then once, I realized like, oh, then I had friends I had friends that worked at corporate, like agency, like, they would be the ones hiring me. So if I was like $500, they would be like, girl, they got 1,200. We're going to pay you 12. And I'd be like,
Yes.
oh, perfect.
That's
Love
what
that. But then that will also, from then it was like, what's your rate? I'd be like $1,200. All you gonna do is say yes or no, and if you really want to fucking work with me, then
Absolutely.
you're gonna negotiate.
Absolutely.
You know how many times I would be like, they'd be like, "What's your rate?" I'd be like, $1,000, and they'd be like,
One.
Dang. Okay, we might have to. Maybe the next time we only have 450, and I'd be like, that's fine.
Well, you know what though? I grappled. I remember I'm telling you, so when Kyle first told me, he's like, okay, so Prada's paying. He calls me, he goes, and Kyle's such a boss. He's like, all right, so here's the deal. So Prada's paying, all right, 2K for that. And then you're gonna do Givenchy. Okay, yeah, so that one's 1,500. And I remember like my jaw, like Roger Rabbit, like dropping on the floor, rolling out. But then even then, see, in my mind, I'm like, well, Kyle negotiated that. So maybe like he knows I'm worth 2,000, but like still they don't really know. You know, like still fucking with my head. And I mean like really fucking with my head. Like I feel like there's definitely been times I'll charge somebody like 750 knowing, come on, girl, you lowballing, like you bugging. Like I didn't automatically, I wish I had your energy. That 500 though, not gonna lie, that did uplift me. Cause I was a 250 bitch for a long time. And I was like, 500 plus agency. No agent, just
No agent.
so that means I know you got 600. You playing.
Plus agency.
Plus agency. Thank you, my manager. Anyway, but yeah, we could put a pin in
Yeah.
this. This is great.
Yeah.
The girls are
yeah.
gonna laugh at.
Just know your worth.
Mm-hmm.
Surround yourself with people who know your worth.
Totally.
Surround yourself, you know,
with people that know their worth too.
Surround yourself with people who genuinely fuck with you.
Yes.
Because if someone genuinely fucks with you, then they see you.
Mm-hmm.
They know what you're worth, even if you don't see it. Even if they see that, like, I know what she gonna be worth.
Yep. Period, though. Straight up.
Keep those people around. Be leery of haters. Be leery of fake supporters. And if you're unsure of your worth, but you know you're like still like a bad bitch and your core, like you know that's in you, then whatever you think your worth is, double it.
Period.
Whatever you think it is, double that shit. Because it's probably even more.
And if you're insecure, guess what? That's only ammunition for you always to be better. That means that you're always going to be better the next gig. Like, even if you spiral, guess what? That next time you're never going to do that mistake again. You know what I mean? Like always take that in. Yeah. Take that insecurity as fuel. Like that you are going to get to that place that you think that you're not at, even though you probably already are.
Also, let's see. One last thing. If you're like an artist and you're looking at other people online and you're judging yourself based off of them, remember it is 2023, the year of the Lord. And people fucking Facetune, Face App, and lie about their work all the time. So don't compare your shit unedited to their shit. Because chances are they are editing their shit.
Down.
Boots. But yeah, you know, happy Monday.
Happy Monday, y'all.
Happy end of Black History Month Monday.
Period.
Although, you know, it's Black History 365. Okay, we're black as fuck 365. Okay. The fuck out of here, nigga. Okay, I'm done. I'm done. Let me go.
The A is still on bullshit.
The A is always on bullshit. That's what a lot of you don't know. All right, we're going to get up out of here because she's showing her A a little too much. This is the A and B conversation. I am the A, Amber.
I'm the B, Brittany.
And we up out of here. See your way up out. Peace.